If you wanted to learn how to invest, you don't need financial education. You don't need a crash course on the stock market, real estate, or whichever place you want to put your money in. All you need, and listen closely to this market secret, all right? All you need is to follow the investments of our lawmakers. I know this sounds like a joke, and well, it's mostly sarcasm, but it's the exact reason why bills are introduced to stop them from trading. Why, you ask? Well, because they have all this flipping inside information, and they're basically, well, allegedly cheating the system.
A new bipartisan bill in the Senate targets insider trading at the Capitol and the White House. The measure would prohibit any member of the executive or legislative branches from trading individual company stocks. It would also forbid their spouses and dependent children from doing so.
It can't be that bad, right? I'm sure a lot of these folks, they respect the Stock Act. I mean, they're in office to do what? Serve the public. Am I right? Not their own personal interests.
This body has a habit of prescribing rules and standards for other people and then not looking to its own problems, whether it's Obamacare or initially it was you all follow these rules, something different for us, or whether it's what's happening right now, where, for instance, in the last Congress, 1 in 7 members of the House and the Senate, 1 in 7, that's a big number, violated current laws on the books, the Stock Act, by failing to report their stock trades properly. 97 members of Congress, House and Senate, or their spouses or dependents, traded on companies that were directly affected by the committees they sit on. More than 1 in 5 of senior federal officials in the executive branch currently hold stock in companies that they were supposed to be regulating, and there has been a series of reports in the press recently about the Department of Energy in particular, where a huge number, I think it's 2/3 or more, members can look to make sure that I'm getting the statistics right, a huge number of senior officials in the Department of Energy currently own stock and trade actively in stock on companies that DOE has direct oversight of.
Well, I guess my sarcasm was spot on there, since some of these people in office are giving Warren Buffett a run for his money. You gotta think, how are these politicians becoming rich and buying vacation homes in great spots when they're making less than 200 grand a year? Meanwhile, most of these politicians are already millionaires. Not like they can't propose bills to give themselves raises, you know? And it's very different for me here on YouTube. I can't give myself likes or subscribes to my own channel, so I would really appreciate if you guys show some love by going ahead and doing that. I really appreciate that. And since we talked about raises, like, wouldn't it be nice to have a job where you can just do that for yourself? I mean, if that was the case, we probably wouldn't see as many workers and union strikes taking place. Now, you got to realize, folks, these strikes and the halt of work, it's not a joke. This could cripple parts of the country, and we're seeing more of them.
The strike is basically going on for 1 day. It's to give people a sense of what could happen if these negotiations don't move in a more fruitful direction, at least from the standpoint of these workers. So think of it as a warning shot. You know, there's a couple of different strikes going on here in Hollywood right now, or in Los Angeles right now. The Hollywood strike, which of course the one we've all heard about. And think about it this way. It is the people who are behind the scenes, mostly on strike, the workers and the writers, directors, who bring the glamour to Hollywood. Well, these people are also working behind the scenes for the most part. They work here at the airport or at the port or at City Hall. They clean the bathrooms. They're the ones that help bring the sparkle to the city of Los Angeles. And they are now saying, just like the Hollywood strikers are saying, we deserve more money, we deserve more respect. And so that's what all of this really is about.
Now, this 1-day strike caused some city services in LA to be just completely unavailable. So yeah, it is definitely a warning shot. And here's a warning, mostly for people who own EVs, electric vehicles, but you know, if you're looking to buy one, it's information you're gonna need. So there's a study that came out that I stumbled upon, which says that out of 1,000 miles here in our country, the average, right? The average number of charging ports for EVs only stand at 22. Do I need to repeat that, or are you too stunned to speak? Isn't that a crazy number? And I know what you guys are asking. Well, how many gas pumps are there on average for the same distance, right? 104. And you don't need to spend hours parked there while you fill up. And sure, I understand that the infrastructure is still in its infancy stages, right? Well, they have at least 7 or so more years to catch up, I guess. Now that reminds me, Tesla's CFO, Zach Kirkland, I believe that's his name, right? Well, he just stepped down from his role. This led to a huge dip in Tesla's stock price in the stock market, but Kirkland said he's going to stick around until the end of 2023 to ensure that a proper transition is made.
Tesla announced that its chief financial officer, Zachary Kirkhorn, once thought to be a possible successor to CEO Elon Musk, is leaving the company. The electric vehicle maker did not specify a reason, but in a LinkedIn post on Monday, Kirkhorn wrote, quote, This morning, Tesla announced that I've stepped down from my role as Chief Financial Officer, succeeded by our Chief Accounting Officer, Vaibhav Taneja. During his tenure, Tesla posted its first quarterly profit after it launched the mass-market Model 3 compact sedan and hit a market valuation of more than $1 trillion. The Wall Street Journal reported earlier this year that Kirkhorn was being considered as a candidate to replace Musk, amid growing investor concern about the lack of a clear succession plan. He will remain with the company through the end of the year to help with a smooth transition. Replacing Kirkhorn in the CFO role, dubbed Master of Coin by the company, is Vaibhav Taneja, who will also retain his current job as Chief Accounting Officer.
Now, what's surprising here is that he is the second CFO to step down within the last 4 years. So maybe there's something there that you and I might not be too privy to. Anyway, Kirkhorn, he's leaving with shares and options within Tesla worth around $590 million. Not bad for 4 years worth of work, huh? By the way, if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. There's a link in the description down below this video. Now, while this guy is coming out with hundreds of millions of dollars after resigning from his post, well, the same can't be said for a lot of Americans. Like, let's just take Yellow Corporation, for example, the trucking company that filed for bankruptcy not too long ago. You guys remember them, right? Well, they cut almost 30,000 workers toward the end of July. The problem is, and this is why we need to understand our rights, these workers were not given their 60 days written notice to inform them of their termination in advance.
One of the country's biggest trucking companies, affecting 30,000 workers and leaving taxpayers in the hole for hundreds of millions of dollars it received during COVID. Here's Tom Costello.
Those yellow trucks are iconic on America's highways. Now it's the biggest collapse ever in the U.S. trucking industry, with the company telling employees and customers that it's shutting down, affecting 30,000 employees, including 22,000 Teamsters. Last month, Yellow's CEO blamed the union.
The leadership at the International Brotherhood of Teamsters refuses to come to the table to discuss the future of our employees.
When managers in Omaha urged drivers to pressure the union,
the company is running out of cash and is at risk of closure and liquidation.
The anger and pushback were immediate.
But we're the ones that do the work for you. You guys can't run this company. That's the problem.
Yellow has been around for 99 years, offering lower rates to truck freight for retailers big and small, including Home Depot and Walmart. But for years, it struggled to turn a profit. Last month, congressional investigators found Yellow should have never received $700 million in emergency funding during the pandemic.
So yeah, they filed for bankruptcy and now they're facing this new class action lawsuit. Now, who knows what happens here, but yeah, we all saw the bankruptcy coming from a mile away. The layoffs, though, that is something that we need to be a little bit more careful with. Y'all know what I'm saying, right? And this is why I tell you guys that you need multiple streams of income, multiple streams of cash flow, passive income. And yeah, you can do that. You can get that started with side hustles, among other ways. Now, I'm pretty certain that you guys have skills that can be turned into cash, but you got to study a lot to hone in whatever it is that you're good at. Believe me when I tell you that one of the best investments that you can make is on yourself. What are your thoughts on today's topics? Make sure you guys let me know in the comment section down below. Now, before I go, I just want to appreciate you guys and thank you for hanging out with me today. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the new subscribers to the channel. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Y'all be safe.